She's the first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catchings.
Caitlin Clark just made first-team All-WNBA as a rookie. That's like getting an A+ on your first college exam. But not everyone's happy about it. Let's dive into why Clark's success is making some players lose their cool. Remember that crazy 35-point game against the Dallas Wings? Clark came out swinging, and everyone's jaws hit the floor. It's like she forgot she was a rookie and decided to play like a seasoned pro. And get this, she's averaging 18.7 points and 8.4 assists per game. That's not just good for a rookie, that's good for anyone in the league. But you know what's even crazier? Some people aren't too happy about Clark's success. There's drama brewing, and it's about to get real. Imagine being so good that other players start getting upset. That's Clark's world right now.
So Caitlin Clark finished with that triple-double. She just continues her superstar trajectory. She's the only rookie in WNBA history with the triple-double.
Caitlin Clark is doing things beyond her years. Let me show you how good 22 has been. She's on pace to generate the most points in a season in WNBA history.
But trust me, this story's just getting started. You won't believe what happens next. You think Clark's start was impressive? Wait till you see how she handled her first real WNBA challenge. The league thought they had Clark's number. Turnovers piled up, and suddenly the unstoppable rookie looked, well, stoppable. But just when everyone thought Clark was done, she did something that shocked even her biggest critics.
She has lived up to expectations, right? I'm looking at her the way I look at LeBron James, right? For us, just in the women's side of things, and the height that she had, the expectations she had.
Let's start with the rookie, Caitlin Clark Kent. Superwoman, you see what I did there? She was on a tear, and last night was no different. Wings, Fever, Caitlin Clark set to go as she broke the single-season assist record.
She's been playing like a top 5 player in the league. She's been regularly dishing out double-digit assists in that time frame. Teams can no longer blitz her and trap her.
Let's talk about the physical demands of the WNBA. It's not just about skill, it's about surviving the intensity. Clark found herself face-to-face with defenses that were out for blood. They weren't just playing defense, they were on a mission to shut her down. And for a while, it worked. Clark was struggling. She was turning the ball over left and right. In fact, she was leading the league in turnover. That's not exactly the kind of leading the league stat you want as a rookie. Imagine going from being the talk of the town to feeling like you're letting your team down. That's what Clark was dealing with. But here's where it gets good. Clark didn't crumble under the pressure. Nope, she did something amazing. She adapted. She evolved. She looked at those aggressive defenses and said, "Bring it on." You know what's crazy? Clark started figuring out how to handle those blitzing ball screens. She learned to deal with the tighter coverage that was suffocating her game. It was like watching a player level up in real time.
The hottest team in the WNBA right now is the Indiana Fever. Kelsey Mitchell has been balling. Lexie Hall has been an X factor, and that was a great chess move, just getting this lineup with chemistry. As for this win streak, though, Caitlin has created 224 points between points scored herself and points assisted. That's almost 45 points per game, and the most by any player ever during a 5-game win.
And the results? They were insane. After the Olympic break, Clark wasn't just good, she was on fire. We're talking 24 points and 8.5 assists per game in August. That's not rookie numbers, that's superstar territory. But it's not just about the stats, it's about what Clark did for her team. The Indiana Fever were struggling. They were the team everyone expected to beat, but Clark's resilience and hard work changed everything. Imagine this, the Fever start winning. Not just a game here or there. They win 8 of their last 10 games. That's playoff contender territory. And it's all because Clark refused to stay down when she got knocked down. You want to know what's really impressive? It's how Clark handled all the pressure. Everyone was watching her. Every move, every shot, every turnover, it was all under a microscope. But she kept her cool. She kept producing. She kept leading. Think about it, you're a rookie. You're supposed to be learning the ropes. Instead, you're carrying a team on your back. You're dealing with defenses designed specifically to stop you, and you're doing it all with the whole world watching. That's Clark's reality. But here's the thing, Clark didn't just survive this challenge, she thrived. She took everything the WNBA could throw at her and used it to become even better. It's like she looked at her early struggles and said, "Thanks for the lesson. Now watch this." Clark's success story was far from over. In fact, it was about to take a wild turn. How does a rookie respond when a fellow player publicly questions everything she's achieved? Enter Chennedy Carter, a player who decided to stir the pot with some controversial comments. Carter threw shade at Clark, asking, besides three-point shooting, what does she bring to the table? Talk about a low blow. This wasn't just a little jab. Some people are calling it one of the worst comments in sports history. Can you believe that? Now, let's break this down. The WNBA is a competitive league. No doubt about it. Players are always trying to prove themselves. But Carter's comment, that's taking it to a whole new level. It's like she's trying to say Clark's just a one-trick pony. But anyone who's been watching knows that's far from the truth. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. While Clark's been lighting up the scoreboard and turning the Indiana Fever into playoff contenders, Carter's been having a rough time. Her performance has been all over the place. And the Chicago Sky, they're struggling to even make it to the playoffs. So you've got to wonder, is this comment coming from a place of frustration? Maybe even a little jealousy. Imagine being in Clark's shoes. You're having an incredible rookie season, changing the game, and then boom, someone tries to knock you down a peg. It's not just about the three-pointers, folks. Clark's been a key playmaker, dishing out assists like they're going out of style. She's transformed her team from underdogs to serious contenders. That's not just shooting. That's leadership. But here's the thing about the WNBA. It's not just about what happens on the court, it's about how players handle the pressure off it too. And let me tell you, the pressure on rookies like Clark, it's intense. Everyone's watching, waiting to see if she'll crack under the weight of expectations. So what does Clark do? Does she fire back? Does she let Carter's words get to her? Nope. She keeps her head down and keeps playing her game. It's like she's saying, actions speak louder than words. And boy, do her actions speak volumes. Think about it. Clark's not just playing well, she's changing the game. She's bringing new fans to the WNBA. She's making people who never cared about women's basketball sit up and take notice. That's not something you can measure in stats alone. But Carter's comment, it's opened up a whole can of worms. Now everyone's talking about what makes a player truly great in the WNBA. Is it just about scoring? Is it about how many highlights you can rack up? Or is it about something more, like how you change the game, inspire your teammates, and bring new energy to the league? This isn't just about Clark versus Carter anymore. It's become a bigger conversation about respect, about recognizing talent, about understanding what it really means to be a star in this league. And trust me, it's a conversation that's got everyone talking. While everyone was busy debating, Clark was quietly making history. How does a rookie go from controversial pick to unanimous selection? It's a story that's shaking up the WNBA. Remember when we talked about Clark overcoming that rookie wall? Well, she didn't just overcome it, she smashed right through it. ESPN writers just dropped a bombshell. Caitlin Clark was unanimously voted as the Rookie of the Year and named to the first-team All-WNBA. That's not just good, that's insane. Think about it, a rookie, in her first season, making first-team All-WNBA, that's like a high school kid winning an Oscar. It just doesn't happen, except it did. Clark didn't just live up to the hype, she blew past it. But here's where it gets interesting. Not everyone's on board with this decision. Some analysts are saying, hold up, maybe she should be on the second team. Why? Because there are players out there who are killing it on both ends of the court. They're saying Clark's defense isn't quite at that elite level yet. But let's be real for a second. Clark isn't just playing well, she's changing the game. One analyst even said, Caitlin Clark has been one of the greatest rookies the WNBA has ever seen. Whatever hardware she takes home after the season, that's not just praise. That's saying she's in a league of her own. You know what's crazy? Clark isn't just making herself look good. She's making the whole WNBA look good. More people are tuning in to watch games. More fans are talking about women's basketball. It's like Clark showed up and suddenly everyone remembered how awesome this sport is. Remember when we talked about how physical the WNBA is? Well, Clark didn't just survive that physicality, she thrived in it. She took those hard hits, those aggressive defenses, and she used them to get better. It's like she looked at the challenge and said, thanks for the motivation. But it's not just about the physical game. Being a rookie in the spotlight isn't easy. Everyone's watching your every move, waiting for you to mess up. But Clark, she handled it like a pro. She kept her cool, kept her focus, and kept getting better. Think about this. Clark isn't just good at basketball. She's good at being a star. She's handling the pressure, the expectations, the criticism, and she's doing it all with a smile on her face. That's not something you can teach. That's something special. But here's the thing about Clark's success. It's not just about her, it's about what she represents. She's showing young girls everywhere that they can dream big, that they can be the star, that they can change the game. And let's not forget about her team. The Indiana Fever went from being the team everyone expected to beat to being a team no one wants to face. That's not just because of Clark's skills, it's because of her leadership. She's making everyone around her better. So what's next for Clark? That's the exciting part. This is just the beginning. She's already made history, but something tells me she's not done yet. The WNBA better watch out. Caitlin Clark is here to stay, and she's only getting started. Caitlin Clark's journey from rookie sensation to WNBA star is like watching a superhero origin story unfold. She didn't just overcome challenges, she turned them into stepping stones. Remember when everyone thought she'd hit that rookie wall? Yeah, she smashed right through it. But Clark's not the only rookie making waves. Angel Reese is out here breaking records and leading the league in rebounds. It's like the WNBA just got a massive talent injection, and the future's looking brighter than ever. You know what's really wild? This is just the beginning for Clark. She's already changing the game, bringing in new fans, and making everyone sit up and take notice. Imagine what she'll do next season, or the one after that. Clark's not just playing basketball, she's rewriting the whole playbook. The WNBA's about to enter a whole new era, and Clark's leading the charge.